All right, so I want to record this video for anyone that's new to partnerships and is very curious about the same things that most of our clients and most of our agencies and tech partners are curious about. Number one, a lot of people are curious about what are truly attractive incentives to partner. Now, most people think it's commission. We ran a report asking over 200 agencies to tell us why they partner. Referrals and warm introductions is number one. Support from the team, for the team, and training for the team, getting them up to speed on the product and empowering them to do more with the product. Co-marketing and or co-selling. And then finally, commissions was dead last in our report. So take that for what it is. The idea behind that, or at least the logic behind that, is the question number two that we get asked. Does commissions matter? Do commissions matter? Commissions start to matter only when the average customer value is over 10,000. Give yourself a benchmark. You think about that because the commissions range between what? 5, 10, 20%. If your product's $50 a month, how many of those would you have to sell in order for that to be of any importance for most agencies, especially if you're looking for top tier agencies that are making 3 million, 10 million, sometimes a lot more in annual revenue, very low on their balance sheet. Number three, can a poor product still win partnerships over a superior product? These days, I'm going to say very rarely can a poor product win the partnership. The example is, let's say HubSpot is an example I'm going to use throughout these questions. HubSpot used to be a terrible product, and used to be meaning not that long ago. I'd say 6 years ago, it was a bad product. 10 years ago, of course, even worse, but they were crushing it in terms of acquiring and activating and enabling and building this channel that they have today. The reason they did that, they offered superior support. They had a robust suite of tools and ability to plug into lots of different aspects of the business. So there were a lot of margins and there was a lot of money to be made if you could sell it, but they trained their agencies how to sell it. That's what made their program sticky. Then they became a great product and now they're just taking over the world. Number four, do agencies or tech companies need a partner manager to succeed in creating a partner program? Short answer is no. I've worked with CEOs who have successfully activated and enabled enough agencies to support a very big program. DataBox is the perfect example. One of our investors at Partner Hub, Pete Caputa, the man in partnerships, he built HubSpot's partner program. He has run their entire company on top of partnerships for the last 3 or 4 years now, and they do not have a partner manager on staff when this is recorded. They're the shining example. That's not to say that you should do that. It's just if you want to do it without a channel manager, partner manager, director of channel, it has to be in your DNA. It has to be in your culture. Partnerships has to be involved in everything. And the team has to be excited and know about that. And it just has to be a part of everything you do. When do we need, again with the quotes, a PRM? Short answer is you need a PRM if and when you are managing commissions, a commission-centric program for a lot of partners. If you have a lot of partners that are relying on your commissions to sustain the program and you have multiple tiers and multiple different payout types, that is when you need a quote unquote PRM. The traditional PRMs, to clarify, are built to manage tiers, commissions, payouts, but more advanced PRMs are allowing for things like triggered emails, asset management, branded portals, lead registration, and some partner communication. More and more SaaS are replacing commission promises with non-compensatory incentives like pass-through discounts on bulk buying of accounts, increased support, training like we mentioned, co-marketing and co-selling like we mentioned. If you are building a partner program based off non-compensatory incentives, check out partnerhub.app. I think we're on 6 now. What minimum criteria does a partner need to possess to be ready for partner operations? For tech companies, you need to have a solid product that is demanded by a lot of potential customers. Your product is in demand. For agencies, you have to have a growing client base with an average or above average of over 6 months average retention on retainers, simply meaning that clients trust you. That's important. You cannot Tell a client to use one software over another, they don't trust you, right? Most will tell you that the partner needs to be able to sell or have a strong sales operation. I'm going to adjust that and say the partner needs to be able to close, meaning an agency doesn't need a sales team if they have so much clout, thought leadership, and solid PR that they're just getting business in the door. They never had a sales team. They never needed one. That doesn't mean they're going to be a bad partner. They're still going to be a great partner. And for the tech companies, the databox.com is the example there. Pete Caputa's company, they just now are hiring a head of sales after, I think, 4 years in business because partners have been doing a lot of the selling for them. Most critical, again, for what do you need as a company to make partnerships successful is team alignment and having partnerships as a part of your culture. The team has to know this is what we're doing. How can I ensure ROI from co-marketing with partners? Co-selling is the next question, so we're going to talk about that. Co-selling is essentially the answer. It's an account mapping routine is one of the ways, but you can track leads from a webinar that you did from a partner pretty easily, or with a partner pretty easily. And you can track goals in Google Analytics, or you're tracking your analytics software to make sure that if you do an article with a partner, if you do a guest blog post, whatever, that partner source content is bringing business to your site and referral traffic. If referrals are coming from their site, their partner directory where you're listed, you can track that pretty easily. Final question, how agencies and SaaS can effectively co-sell together. Now, before I answer that question, the underlying issues here, and I just did a whole podcast about this, there isn't a SaaS out there helping to educate agencies on co-selling through their blog, through marketing, through training, etc. There isn't today when I recorded this. Most agencies, number two, most agencies don't have a trained sales leader who learned to co-sell at a previous tech company. They just don't have that on their team. And third, according to a poll that we ran recently, only 4% of agencies effectively co-sell with a tool like Reveal or Partnered or Crossbeam. 9% have co-sold in Google Sheets or a CSV fashion, but only 4% have effectively co-sold using a third-party tool. So it's new. So the how begins with education. You have to nurture the partners into the understanding that co-selling is going to be beneficial. You have to train them a little bit on how it's going to work. And then you have to use a motion that these agencies understand. They understand co-marketing. So I always suggest you start with setting up co-marketing campaigns. Like we've got a webinar in 3 months. Great. Let's plan for that. Well, how are we going to attribute traffic and referrals from that webinar? Well, let's account map so that we know what the middle of the Venn diagram looks like. How many leads are we both talking to pre-webinar? And let's monitor that and see if that goes up, goes down, what happens to that Venn diagram, right? Then, while you're looking at the Venn diagram, make some warm introductions. Mention to the agency, I saw that that lead is in your prospecting stage of your pipeline. They're actually a user of our product. I think I can make a warm introduction. Then they're wanting to reciprocate. Now you're in a co-selling motion. Then you want to make it a repeat thing where you've got a co-marketing endeavor going on. You account map in a co-selling tool before that, supply warm introductions, and then strategize for how to get the other outer edges of that Venn diagram, those that you may know, but they don't know, they know, but you don't know, into the middle, into the overlap. That is how you effectively co-sell with an agency. And those are the top FAQs that I get. Please comment, let me know any more. Happy to answer with another video. Thank you.